Boy, did I pick the right moment to start YouTube, am I right? Well, welcome to the first episode of Garry's Unemployed, or as I like to call it, the series finale of humanity. Please don't panic, just stay at home, wash your hands, be safe, and watch some up-and-coming YouTuber. Like me. So, as we have some time on our hands, why don't we get to know one another? I am Garry, I'm 25, I'm unemployed, I'm one of those German-speaking Belgians you've never heard about, but you will. And what else is there to say? Well, I have four main qualities, basically. I hate people, which it is a good time to do that. I also don't do well with money, I can't keep my money for some reason. I have two left hands, but I'm pretty good at pretending to be intelligent, and that comes in pretty handy. Although you might think you should go into politics with that, but actually I founded a party which we'll get into in a different video actually. But here's the thing, I am now giving out advice, which might seem counterintuitive since, I hate people, but that's how it is. Also, my advice will not be really helpful. It is pretty much as unhelpful as it is crazy and convoluted, which is basically because I'm not going to help those who actually need help, I'm not helping those who feel worthless because that would be dangerous. No, I will be helping those who have already realized that they have worth. Because, and that might seem weird, but if you realize that you are actually of worth and you are lovable, that is terrifying. Take this for example. You can't be blamed for not speaking to your crush because, well, obviously, nothing would ever happen, You're worthless. Why would you do that? You cannot be blamed for things not working out. Unless you learn, and I have learned that you are in fact lovable and you have worth, and therefore you are to blame for things not working out. So, I will give you advice that will also not help you. No, but it will distract you, and that's the point. I'm going to distract you from doing the right thing. Basically, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm just going to distract you from everything. I will make procrastination an art form, which I've done before, but then Netflix basically shut down, so I don't have anything to do now. Also, I'm doing comedy on stages, which are also cancelled, so I'm basically just standing in my living room and have nothing to do, so I make videos now of advice, which will be weird. Now, well, let's start. Our first lesson is rather simple. If you want to get hired, you need a good backstory, you need a good cover letter to your application, and I know what you're thinking. Why in God's name would I take advice from someone who can't get hired himself? And that is correct, but at the same time, I have a YouTube channel and so I am an expert on whatever happens to be the first word in my video, or the video title. I actually have some good ideas when it comes to backstories. For example, my cover letter begins as follows. Many of moons ago, a Viking warlord family roamed the seven seas. When they came to cities, they would learn from the cultures, they would learn from the gods and the politicians, and they would become better every time. And so now, many hundred years later, they want to help little companies such as yours, and that's why I'm writing you. I mean, that's what I call an origin story, am I right? It has never worked before, but I'm pretty sure that's not the fault of the story. Also, while experts have told me to be myself, I'm rather sure that basically I want to be anyone but myself, and so I just come up with something more interesting than my own backstory, which is basically I'm just a 25-year-old person who hasn't managed to have a job yet, who studied literature for some weird reason, which we will get into in the next video, but basically be someone more interesting. That also goes for dating, which is also terrible advice. Don't listen to me. This is not advice, this is just to distract you. Not anybody can have my backstory though, so I've come up with some examples on things you might write into your cover letter. For example, the tortured genius, which is a classic but still it's effective. Be someone who is very intelligent but who just keeps being dragged down. It has worked for Donald Trump pretty well. Just bullshit your way to the top, basically. The second one is the tortured runner, basically the Forrest Gump trope. You run but you can't outrun your past. And that means that you're very sportive, that you are motivated, that you will do whatever it takes to achieve your dreams. But that you can't get away from your demons, basically. It's a very interesting backstory. The third one is, well, let's not say the Batman story, but basically, ever since your parents were killed in the back alley behind a cinema, you have sought revenge on society, basically, so you want to work in order to make everything better. Might work. And the last one, and this might be a bit out there, but, well, I sometimes have crazy ideas. You will get to know that. The Benjamin Button. Basically, after many years of working, you are now looking for your first job in order to get some experience before you turn into a teenager and then, of course, a child, and then you die. You will definitely not get hired with this, but you might get creativity points, or you will be taken away. I cannot guarantee anything at that. There are different things to stand out as well. For example, presentation. If you write your first cover letter, then you might think 1 page is enough, but don't make that mistake. Write a good 20 to 35 pages, because that will be enough in order to really get across who you are, and people want to read that. Also, why don't write in colorful letters? Write every paragraph in a different color, a different font, different size of the font. That is the detail you might miss. And if you really want to make people happy, well, why don't you just print it on colorful paper as well? Because, and this might be a bit of a pro tip, you will make your future employer happy if he shreds your document and produces confetti with that. Actually, when I was saying this, I wanted to throw some confetti in the video, which I didn't do because, well, then I'd have to clean it up and I can't be bothered to do that. So then I'd have confetti for weeks in my apartment and that would be weird. People would visit me, well, not right now, but so I ruined the joke in order to not do anything. Well, I guess we've all learned a lot today, haven't we? I guess there should be a morale at this, some kind of cathartic moment that makes you feel better, but then again, it's not that kind of channel, is it? You just have to now leave. No, don't leave. Subscribe, like, share, do all the weird thing that you normally don't do with all the other creators that beg for it. But then again, I am a comedian, and at these times, I need it? No. Well, yes. Just, leave a like. Why are you still here, actually? Because do you think I'm going to say something funny now? I mean, I might think of a joke, but then again, why would I? Oh, here's a joke I like. No, I'm not going to tell that. That's really bad. You know what? Next video, I will tell a funny joke. And you will only find out if you watch the next video, which is why you're going to watch the next video and subscribe. This is going terrible, isn't it? Fucking hell.